be a part of Hey! Show me your hands! Hey! Show! Sit down! Sit down! Get on the ground!
These are the instances when police intervene to prevent killings just in time. Beginning with a volatile individual who almost slashed a woman fatally. On July 29, 2023, officers from the Elizabeth Police Department responded to a domestic incident involving a conflict and an unwelcome individual inside a multi-unit dwelling. The caller stated that the man was dangerous, armed, and not allowed to be there at all. Authorities arrived just 5 minutes later and entered the residence to evaluate the situation, but they had no clue they were about to step into an absolute nightmare.
Please! Hey! Hey, yo! Yo! Hey, what you? Hey, hey, what you?
As the attacker nearly stabbed a woman, the officer fired his weapon, saving her life in that brief instant. The assailant, later identified as 42-year-old Esteban Alegria Hurtado, was under the influence and engaged in a conflict with a female occupant, who was his brother's spouse. Officers quickly secured the blade and initiated emergency aid. Hurtado was taken to the medical center in critical condition, but later died from his wounds. No legal action was taken against the officers. Coming up next is an even more lethal encounter, where a husband nearly ended his wife's life and found himself confronting the police in that very instant.
Sit down! Sit down! Get on the ground!
On February 3rd, 2024, shortly after noon, dispatch received a chilling 911 call. A frightened child had rushed to a nearby neighbor pleading for assistance, saying her father was attempting to harm her mother during a heated altercation. The neighbor contacted 911 right away. What made the ordeal even more unsettling was that 5 additional children remained inside the house, compelled to witness the nightmare unfold around them. But before we dive into the case, let's hear the 911 call first.
911 on the address and emergency.
I have a little girl over here saying that her mother is getting stabbed by her dad.
Okay, hang on, where are you? Hang on, what's the address? Because I can't understand you, so take a deep breath. Okay, right. Okay, so who's telling you that somebody's being stabbed?
My little girl is right here in front of me. She said her mama and dad, her daddy's stabbing her mom.
Hang on. Where does the little girl come from?
What apartment are you in here? Are you the one in front? Yeah, this one right here? She said they're in front of I know the lady. She's got a bunch of kids.
Okay, what's the mom
The situation was incredibly severe and terrifying, something that required immediate law enforcement response. But one thing I must highlight is how poorly the dispatcher managed it. Instead of promptly dispatching help, she wasted critical seconds asking irrelevant questions. In a situation like this, every moment counts. Fortunately, officers were already in the area and arrived within minutes. But before we get into the footage, I need to say this. What you're about to witness is one of the most devastating and disturbing body cam recordings I've ever encountered. It's extremely graphic, and out of respect for the family, I won't be showing the full video without censorship.
What's up, hon?
The neighbor just walked up to her and told her that her father is 9/11ing her mother.
Where at? Are they inside?
Multiple complications of 4 milk number. Simply, you have to have a person.
So you gotta be a part of Hey! Show me your hands! Hey! Show! Sit down! Sit down! Get on the ground! 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 Get up! Show me my hands! 22 shots fired!
As the husband tried to harm the mother again, the officer discharged his weapon, stopping the threat. Medical personnel were alerted, and the husband, 37-year-old Robert Anthony Cruz, was transported to a hospital with several gunshot injuries. His condition was later described as stable, though his legal circumstances remained serious. The woman, who sustained multiple stab injuries, was also taken to the hospital and treated. Thankfully, she pulled through and was later discharged. But the most heartbreaking part is that it all unfolded in front of their 5 children who were inside the residence at the time. Honestly, reflecting on this brings tears to my eyes. No one should ever be forced to witness such horror. Hopefully, the family can start to recover from the emotional damage soon. Child welfare services were alerted, and the children were placed in protective care. As of now, there's no public update on whether Cruz survived, what charges were brought, or the outcome of any court proceedings. Up next, you'll see how a violent suspect held a man down and was seconds from ending his life, until officers stepped in. On July 25th, 2023, a disturbing event unfolded when a suspect entered a shopping plaza and carried out a horrific act. LAPD dispatchers were swiftly notified after callers reported a man wielding a knife actively assaulting someone on the ground. The suspect, later identified as 44-year-old Mavic Arola, had appeared suddenly, arguing with individuals in the parking lot before trailing someone into the strip mall. Once inside, he began brawling with multiple people for no apparent reason. Armed with a blade, he started seriously injuring them. The altercation lasted several moments, and with the weapon in hand, Arola easily overpowered his victims. But the brutality didn't stop there. As Arola exited the mall, he engaged in another altercation. That's when he began viciously attacking the person, clearly attempting to end his life.
Just some guns right here. I'm already left there. Go on, please stop this. Let me think I can hit again. Get inside and run up. Look in all the box. I will. Okay, let's perfect. Thank you. You think that's him? Why you sitting on my knees? Yeah? Wait, put there your kids. This way. Why do you come on, you stupid!
Areola clearly had no intention of stopping. Even after multiple officers, he held the man down on the ground for over 5 minutes and stabbed him repeatedly. Police arrived at the scene around 11:09 a.m., and what they witnessed was just as unsettling as the 911 reports. Even with law enforcement present, Areola showed no hesitation and kept injuring the man.
867, we're code 6. Make it a backup. Hey! Hey! Get away from him right now! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Get up! Drop it! Drop it! Drop the knife! Drop it now! Drop it! Get away from him now! 67, officer needs help. Stop! Stop! Let him go! Let it go! Get away! Now! Listen to me! Hey! Drop the knife! Now! That's enough! Get away! Stop!
As Areola attempted to stab the man again, officers discharged their service weapons, hitting the suspect and bringing the assault to an immediate stop. Additional units arrived swiftly and rendered medical aid, but Areola was declared dead at the scene. The victim had sustained multiple stab injuries, but remained alert. First responders treated him at the scene and transported him to a nearby medical center, where he was listed in stable condition and is expected to recover. It is still unclear whether Areola and the victim were acquainted or if the attack was random. Detectives are continuing to investigate a possible motive. Next up, you'll witness how officers saved an infant who was taken hostage and shot by his own father. On the morning of May 17th, 2024, officials in Surprise, Arizona, responded to one of the most unsettling domestic violence cases the community had ever experienced. It started when 51-year-old Todd Marchetti, in a violent outburst of anger, forced his way into his ex-partner's residence and held her and their 6-month-old infant hostage. During the chaos, the mother was able to flee, and with assistance from a nearby construction crew, called 911. Officers arrived promptly, but the baby remained inside with a volatile and dangerous man.
How are you doing? Guys, hold on 1 sec. We're gonna move up. Let's go.
There's gonna be shots coming through the front door. Be careful of crossfire.
Upon arrival, officers secured the perimeter of the home, but an armed Marchetti began discharging his weapon from inside. The situation escalated rapidly, especially after the woman informed them that Marchetti had already shot and killed the family's dog and was making threats against the baby's life. Concerned for the child's safety, officers decided to advance toward the residence right away, but they had no knowledge of where inside the suspect or the infant was concealed.
Hey guys, let me move on this. Move up. Open. Sure, move up.
I got this. Take that real quick. Move on in. Go back. Hey, somebody put that one for a corner. Carlton, close the corner if you need to go. Are you good? With.
As officers swept through the entire home, they found no one visible. They were confident the suspect was still inside, but his precise whereabouts remained uncertain. Their main concern now was locating the baby, who was also nowhere to be found. After a lengthy, nerve-wracking search, officers eventually heard the cries of an infant, and that's when the situation began to take a more hopeful turn.
Empty gun.
Officers successfully rescued the infant, but what they discovered was heartbreaking. His name was Jackson, only 6 months old, and he had been shot 5 times by his own father. Yes, 5 times. He was in critical condition and rushed to the hospital for urgent care. Meanwhile, Todd Marchetti remained inside the home, armed and refusing to give up. Crisis negotiators attempted to establish communication, but hours later, the situation escalated once more when a fire erupted inside the residence. Fire crews were dispatched, and after the blaze was contained, SWAT officers entered and located Marchetti, deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. At the hospital, baby Jackson underwent surgery, and against all odds, survived. For an adult, even a single gunshot can be fatal. For a baby, it's unimaginable, but somehow, he pulled through. His mother is also safe and on the road to recovery. Coming up next, you'll see how a man attempted to stab someone, but fortunately, a nearby officer stepped in, just in time to save the victim.
Hey! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
On October 28, 2024, officers with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office were dispatched to Grow the Street in response to a reported vehicle theft. Officers Jay Rose and Jay Montgomery arrived at the location and began speaking with the victim to collect important information. It appeared to be a standard follow-up on a stolen car, but while they were taking statements, a far more dangerous situation began developing nearby, and those officers had no idea they were about to witness such a brutal confrontation that night.
We just gotta put a description on it and a value on it.
It didn't cost no more than $15.
$15. What color was the gold watch?
Sterling.
Oh, silver? Sterling silver watch? Okay. Only cost about $15?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it big, small? Anything else?
Hey,
What?
this man got a knife.
Hey! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Shots fired, suspect down, send units.
As the suspect was about to stab someone, both officers fired their service weapons in a coordinated effort to halt the assault. The suspect was hit by the gunfire and fell to the ground at the scene. Officers moved in to secure the knife and check for any injured individuals. Meanwhile, the victim was utterly shaken by the ordeal and had no idea just how close he came to losing his life only moments earlier.
Here, sir, we need to check you. Here, take this with you.
Make sure you ain't stopped.
Bro, he was stabbing at you. I feel blood on you, bro. Where's that sweat? Here, get this off. Get your shit off, bro. Check him good. He was stabbing at your head, man.
He was trying to get you. Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. All right, check it. Hey, don't go nowhere, bro. Okay. Yo, stay with him. We need to get medical on this guy.
The victim was fortunate. The officers were close by. Otherwise, it could have ended in a deadly confrontation. Officers provided medical assistance to the suspect, but he was declared dead at the scene. Thankfully, the victim didn't sustain any stab injuries. Witnesses later identified the suspect as 54-year-old Dwan Jackson, who had an extensive criminal background. He had recently completed a 5-year prison term and was released only 3 months prior. In the past, Jackson had allegedly attempted to harm others, and this time he targeted an adult male in a fit of violent anger. Fortunately, no one else was hurt during the event. Next, you'll see how a daughter attempted to stab someone in front of her parents, but a courageous officer intervened just in time to save the victim. On April 20th, 2021, several 911 calls were made to the Columbus Division of Police, reporting a dangerous disturbance outside a foster home on Legion Lane. Callers desperately said someone was threatening to stab others, and one girl had already attempted to attack people with a knife. Officer Nicholas Rieran was dispatched and arrived swiftly, but had no idea just how brutal the situation was about to become.
Hey! What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down!
No! You ain't shoot my baby! You shot my baby!
200 shots fired! 200 shots fired!
She shot!
Back up.
She shot!
She had a knife, she just went at her.
She's a kid, man! Damn, are you stupid? Kid!
The situation intensified within seconds as Officer Rieran exited his vehicle. Makia Bryant, a 16-year-old girl, was seen charging at another female with a kitchen knife, prompting the officer to discharge his weapon. Officers quickly began administering life-saving measures, and Makia was transported to the hospital, where she was declared deceased shortly after arriving. Ironically, her father later protested that she was just a child, though moments earlier, he himself had attempted to assault another minor. The timing of the shooting was crucial. Had the officer hesitated even briefly, the other girl might have been killed. Officer Rieran acted as necessary. Nonetheless, the department received significant criticism. An inquiry was opened, and in 2022, a grand jury chose not to indict Officer Rieran. He continues to serve with the Columbus Division of Police. If you found this video compelling and would like to see more content like it, please subscribe to my channel.
I'm not doing it. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm not. I'm finna shoot your ass. Don't shoot. I'm finna shoot your ass. Don't. Drop the gun. I don't have it. Look. I don't have it. I don't have it.
Here are the instances when officers encountered life-threatening criminals, beginning with the incident involving an aggressive offender who unexpectedly fired at police using an AR-type rifle.
Whoa! Oh, shit.
On March 8th, 2024, officers from the Hamilton Township Police Department responded to a report about a domestic dispute. Like many domestic reports, they approached with care, aware how rapidly things can escalate, but they had no clue just how risky this one would get. When they arrived, they spoke with a female relative at the location. As they tried to evaluate the situation, the woman disclosed some major warning signs about the suspect. But the officers brushed it off, and were soon about to pay a steep price for that.
Dive way too much straight.
Okay.
I don't really quite understand what he's upset about, but it's a little bit out of control. He does have a lot of guns in the basement, is a hunter, things like that. He's not specifically, but I am not able to reach him.
Okay.
I don't really understand what's happening.
So he's not. He's just.
No, he's calling us all kinds of names, all very derogatory, things like that. He's not saying I'm gonna kill you.
I see.
Nothing like that. No, No, but what's his name? Vincent.
The woman alerted them the suspect was a hunter and the basement was loaded with firearms. She stated clearly he was in a volatile mental condition and might do something horrific. But despite the alert, they proceeded swiftly. As they stepped into the house, they had no clue this situation was about to become a full-scale nightmare.
Where is he right now?
He's probably in the basement. If you want, I can lead you through. It's not a bad situation.
I got you. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, shit!
It was a dreadful encounter. The suspect, 44-year-old Vincent Correa, was inside the house when he suddenly unleashed fire with a semi-automatic rifle. During the exchange, both Officer Derek Fiaban and Officer Piramali were struck. Despite being injured, Officer Piramali fired back alongside his teammate, helping bring the danger to a close. Once the shooting ceased, additional officers and medics rushed in to aid Correa, but he was declared dead at the scene. Both officers were taken to the hospital and survived. As the officers in this case were fortunate to survive, the officers in our next case faced even worse danger when a suspect came walking directly toward them with a weapon.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Man! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
On September 13th, 2024, HPD officers were sent to a domestic dispute at an apartment complex and walked into a highly dangerous and unstable situation. A woman had dialed 911 after escaping her apartment in fear, stating that her 45-year-old boyfriend was possibly intoxicated and had attempted to physically harm her. When officers got to the location, they found the woman out on the street, but did not expect to find her in a bad situation like this.
There she is.
Where?
We need something to cover her up with. 44, that's quick.
Uh-oh. Need a shirt. Yeah, hold on.
1 second.
We're gonna try to get something. Okay. Yes, it is. Hey, what's going on? Is he's in there?
He is. I left him there. I don't know what he's on. He's on something. It smells like it could be wet. I don't know. I smell something on his breath.
That's not him, right?
No.
Who's that?
Oh, no. What is this?
Okay. Does he have any guns in there?
I think he does have one.
The woman was visibly rattled by the incident. Officers quickly gave her a coat and offered assistance. Based on what she shared with them, the suspect was highly dangerous and possibly armed, making the situation even more severe. Recognizing the danger, more officers were brought in, but even with support, they had no idea they still weren't enough to stop the disaster that was about to unfold that night. Officers started searching the area around the complex, but found nothing, until one officer noticed the 45-year-old man, shirtless and appearing enraged after spotting police nearby.
Hey, Sean. How you doing? Yeah, are you okay?
Okay.
What's going on, buddy?
Need a flatbed wrecker, 610 westbound at Airline. Need a flatbed wrecker at 610 westbound at Airline.
Sean.
I'm not doing nobody nothing else.
Okay, relax. Relax.
Don't come with me like this.
Just calm down. Talk to me. What's that?
Do me a favor. I'm just going to my back to my house and everything else.
Do me a favor.
No,
not even do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey.
Do it.
Crossfire.
Relax.
Crossfire.
Relax. Relax, Sean.
Hey,
put it down.
Put it down. Back up.
Put it
I'm
down.
not doing nothing, man.
Sean.
30, hold there.
I'm not doing nothing, man.
Hey, put it down, Sean.
I'm not doing nothing.
We're here to help you, buddy. Relax.
Put it down.
Put it down.
The suspect declined to drop the weapon. He appeared totally unstable, like he might do something horrific at any moment. Despite repeated orders, he began stepping backward and attempted to flee from the scene, but that proved to be a very poor decision. Officers pursued him and more units closed in around the complex, cornering him in the center. And that's when a tragedy occurred.
Hey, Sean, drop the gun. 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 I'm not. Drop the gun. Put your hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Put your hands up! Let us see your hands! Hey, put your hands up!
As the suspect kept approaching with the weapon in hand, 2 Houston officers fired their weapons, hitting him. They quickly secured the area, called for medics, and began providing him medical assistance. He was taken to the hospital, but was later declared dead. His name has not yet been officially released. Next up, you'll witness how a violent suspect easily overpowered an officer and came frighteningly close to ending his life. On June 7th, 2025, in the late afternoon, a disturbing event unfolded when a suspect severely injured an officer. It began when a deputy from the Orange County Sheriff's Office responded to a report about a suspicious person behind the Save discount shop. When the deputy arrived, he saw the man, and at first, the suspect appeared calm and compliant. But little did the deputy know, that was just a trap for his wicked plan.
Hey, boss. What are you doing? Come on. What are you doing? Oh, be careful. Alright, hold on. Kaya tayo mo. What you doing, bro? What you doing?
The suspect, later named as 24-year-old Charles S. Fleur, tried to run from the scene with his bag. But when the deputy attempted to detain him, a brutal struggle broke out that quickly took a risky turn. Fleur was carrying 2 lethal weapons and seemed ready to use them to flee at any price. Luckily, the deputy managed to wrest both firearms away and toss them aside, but the danger was far from over. The officer got extremely lucky. St. Fleur was strong and managed to overpower the deputy and grabbed his firearm to carry out his violent act. But just in time, the deputy got to his feet and fired his duty weapon, hitting him. Additional units were soon called and they provided urgent medical aid. Paramedics took St. Fleur to the hospital where he was listed in stable condition and survived. The deputy was also admitted due to severe head trauma. The suspect was charged with several felonies and the trial is ongoing. Next up, you'll see how a dangerous suspect suddenly ambushed an officer and left her seriously wounded.
Come out of the...
On April 14th, 2022, dispatch received a call about a man who was allegedly hurting himself. But when officers arrived to assist, the situation quickly turned fatal. 2 officers from the Phoenix Police Department responded to a fuel station after a worried woman called for help. But they had no clue just how serious things were about to become. But before we get into the full story, let's listen to the 911 call
Phoenix
first.
911, where's your emergency?
It's at East Spiritually. I'm not there right now. I'm at the gas station, but
Okay, and you're at the gas station? What happened?
Yeah, I just left the car. He's trying to stuff. I don't know, but he's just...
Okay, we'll get some help. Okay. Is that a house or an apartment? Okay, is there a number?
Can you just send an ambulance and not the police? Because he's like crazy right now.
What is he doing to himself, or what's going on? First of all, is it a lot number?
He's taking a bat to his head and to his body, like legs and arms. Yeah, and then he has a cord around his neck, and I took the cord off once, and then he just
The situation was intense right at the start. The woman informed dispatch that her 35-year-old Nicholas Cowan was going through a mental health emergency and needed urgent assistance. She decided to meet officers at a gas station and away from her residence, fearing that bringing them straight to the house might cause a violent conflict. But even with that measure, things quickly spun out of control once officers arrived and spoke with her.
Oh my god, that's him. Oh my god, that's him.
Right here in this window?
Yep, in this Prius.
Oh. Hey, come on! He's right here! Come out of the... Oh my god!
The female officer was seriously hurt by the gunfire and collapsed. As Cowan began shooting, her partner quickly took cover and fired back, but Cowan shot again and then escaped the area. Shockingly, the same woman who had dialed 911 picked him up afterward, helping him avoid police for several days. A citywide manhunt followed, and a community tip eventually led officers to a location where Cowan was hiding. After hours of negotiation, he surrendered without resistance. It was later confirmed that he had been injured during the gunfight. Cowan was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, assault on police, and unlawful flight. He was sentenced to 68 years in prison. The woman who helped him get away was also charged. The wounded officer was hospitalized, had surgery, and spent over a week in recovery before being moved to rehab. She eventually returned home to recover with her family. Next up, you'll see how another officer faced a true nightmare when a suspect suddenly drew a firearm on him and intended to use it. On December 8, 2021, a 911 report about a disturbance at an apartment complex turned deadly within seconds when the suspect aimed a weapon at a rookie officer. Officer Andrew Ash, with just over a year on the job, was the first to arrive. As he stepped into a breezeway between apartment units, he came face to face with 40-year-old Antoine Demon Hill, and things escalated dangerously almost instantly.
Can I receive what you have? Okay, put it down on the ground.
Wait, y'all, wait! You're a rookie. You're a rookie. You're a rookie going up. You're a rookie. Go.
Okay, stay right there. Do not move. Stay right there.
What?
Just stay over there.
Please, sir. Please. Please. Please don't do that.
73, I gotta get out with the gun. I'm not doing anything. Look, I'm not doing, don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm not.
I'm finna shoot your ass.
Don't shoot. Don't
I'm finna shoot your bitch ass. Don't. Drop the gun.
I don't have it. Look. I don't have it. I don't have it. Shot fired. The guy has a gun over here. Isabella.
Hill escaped the area immediately. In a sudden and aggressive action, he reached into his pocket, drew a handgun, and aimed it directly at Officer Ash. Ash fired 1 shot in return, but it was too late. Hill wasn't struck. The situation escalated quickly. Hill ran off and entered a nearby unit where he locked himself inside. After several intense hours of negotiations, Hill eventually gave up peacefully without any more violence or harm. He was later charged with aiming a weapon at a law enforcement officer and illegal possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. Next, you'll witness how a suspect with an AK-style rifle suddenly opened fire on officers who were only there to assist. On March 1st, 2024, HPD officers T. Kang and D. Sango were sent to an apartment complex after a 911 call reported an assault in progress. The caller described an active and potentially dangerous situation inside one of the units. As the officers arrived and moved down the hallway, they had no idea they were about to walk into a full-scale nightmare and face a fatal encounter that would alter their lives forever. The suspect inside the unit suddenly swung open the apartment door and without any warning began shooting at the officers. Both officers fired back while diving for cover behind nearby objects. They immediately requested backup and kept their focus on the door, uncertain if the suspect would emerge again. As more officers showed up and secured the hallway, they didn't realize a woman was still inside attempting to escape. Once she was safely evacuated, officers slowly advanced toward the unit, still unsure of the suspect's status or if he was waiting to launch another ambush.
Hey, watch the crossfire. Hey, hold on. Let's get the shield first. Hold on, we got it right here. Get lined up. Yeah. Show your hand. Show your hand. Show your hand. What's his name? What's his name? Randy, show your hand, Randy. HPD, if you ain't gonna come out.
As officers entered the unit, they discovered the suspect dead, fatally hit by gunfire sustained during the shootout. When officers T. Kang and D. Sanmango returned fire inside, they recovered an AK-style pistol and another semi-automatic handgun, showing the suspect was ready for a serious confrontation. In a rare stroke of fortune, neither Officer Kang nor Officer Samgo was harmed during the exchange. The suspect's identity has not been publicly revealed. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe to my channel.